Today is going to be a very fun video because we are going from this old crusty setup with stock subframe bushings and just some collars to a pretty new powder coated S13 subframe with toe arm pickups and all new arms and knuckles. This getting replaced by this. Cool little trick. No, we're not getting a snack this early in the video. Gotta save that for like mid to late video. We are getting our solid ISR subframe bushings, and they are in the freezer because apparently it makes them a little bit smaller and makes them easier to tap in. They are very cold. I can definitely confirm that the freezer trick helped because I was trying to do it before with them not cold. Not very fun. Looks so pretty now.
Alright, we're good.
It's a good looking subframe. Obviously, solid subframe bushings will add a lot more road noise. With the two-way, the clunk is going to be much louder, but pretty much everyone does solid subframe bushings. It's not even, can you even buy like OEM bushings to put back in a subframe? Is that a thing?
No.
Does anyone ever do that? No. This is pretty cool though. I like this idea. So if you just like are lazy and don't want to replace your subframe bushings, these collars supposedly are like a little band-aid fix that'll make it better. I don't know. I liked how the Skyline felt. I wish I could have kept it that way, but that's gross. That's pretty. If you notice in the background, we have a Wild Big Boost who's actually extending my oil pan. They don't make ones aftermarket that'll work with my R32, so he's making it so we can have more volume so we won't starve the oil pump.
Oh my god, I can use a gun? That's gonna make it so much easier.
No, you can use a gun from out here.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Just now.
Yeah, like that. No, I know. I'm saying in the car, it takes forever. Wow.
Yeah.
Now I realize why we're doing this out of the car.
Yes.
So there's no reason that we need to be doing the axles right now. It is not the most important thing that we should be doing. But I'm way too excited about something that I'm gonna show you guys, but first we have to take the axles off. That's dope.
That's why I like doing this outside of the car.
Oh, and now it's so much easier to get the axle out too, huh?
Yep. You gotta push both legs.
Yeah.
Wiggle it.
So, if you notice, these are actually a little bit different than S13 axles. They're 5-bolt, and apparently, Tommy, you can confirm or deny this, I've heard that they might be a little bit stronger than S13 axles.
Yeah, they are a little bit.
A little bit. These ones are actually really good. They're OEM ones, and they don't make any noise, so we're gonna hold on to these. But since the car makes somewhere around like 550, I honestly don't remember the exact number. What was it, like 562 or something horsepower? And 500 foot-pounds of torque, those axles are not going to last. They're absolutely going to break. And here's the solution. Tommy, would you do the honors?
Yeah.
All right, so right there is the stock axle stub.
What we have right here is something made by Villains, a very rad company that makes a lot of cool little like drift bits or whatever you want to call them. This is a 350Z axle stub that we can use in that diff. I didn't know if it would work with this diff because I actually got these for Nicole's car and I wound up not using them since her car broke that axle that one time. Hasn't had a problem since, probably because her car isn't gripped up too much. But this will just pop right into the diff, and then we can use a 350Z axle instead of those drive shaft shop axles like I have in my S13. Those axles are also good, but it's just annoying because you have to keep tightening them. The way that it's designed, the grease gets mixed in with the Loctite and they just don't stay tight. So now we can use 350Z axles, which are very strong and very easy to replace. We won't have to keep them tight and they are very cheap. Very stoked on these.
Nothing but good things.
Cool thing about the GK Tech arms is the rear lower control arms are actually adjustable. And a little tip for my friend Sebastian with the Garage Moon Power R32 sedan is that he actually made his lower control arms as short as he possibly could. That way he could fit some decent spec wheels considering there isn't much clearance with the sedan fenders. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm basically gonna bottom out this one as much as I can and then match the front one to that. Just gotta make sure though with the axles though that they fit, and then we should be good to go. Right now we've just kind of been figuring out what goes where and mocking up everything in place because we don't have an eccentric lockout kit yet. ISR makes one, but we just don't have one on hand. So all this
ugliness will be gone. Since we have adjustable heim joints, we won't be needing the eccentric bolts. So we're basically just waiting on those, and in the meantime mocking everything up, putting it in place, and being able to figure out our adjustments. I'm very fortunate that I have Tommy here. Tommy has a lot of experience doing suspension stuff when he used to work for Pat Gooden on his car. He's basically been setting all the arms to stock length so that way we have a good starting point. And I'm thinking it might be smart for us to go over and do the alignment at Injuku, since they have a lot of experience. Since they have the GK Tech stuff on their Skyline, they have a lot of experience with all the different measurements and alignment stuff that you would need to know for this. Because even though it is all the same, each setup's a little bit different, and little different adjustments here and there can make a huge difference. Also, this is literally for anyone that's doing the same exact setup on their car. I'm gonna show you just real quick, panning around so you know which arm goes where, because it was kind of a little tricky for us to figure out which way the lower control arm was oriented. But we're 99% confident that right now is the correct way to have it. So just look and observe, and hopefully this helps. I don't know. Hours later into painting, you realize how unnecessary all this stuff actually is. Always good to have some tacos on the long days. Alberto's a chicken burrito type of dude. I'm a Dos Tacos type of guy. You alright, Alberto?
Wait, didn't you always get hard tacos?
You're right. I accidentally got soft today.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. That's why I was like,
you know
that doesn't look like your typical order.
You know me so well, but this is the must right here, guys. If you ever have an opportunity to try this sauce, it is the sauce. People will talk a lot about the toe curve and drifting. The idea that everyone really tries to go after is to get your car to either keep a straight toe or toe in under compression so you have more grip. Now, the alignment is kind of off, so it's not going to do it properly. But if you watch, you can see right now, when it's compressed, it actually toes out. It might be easier to see from directly overhead. It's just kind of interesting to see everything like off of the car, where you can actually see like what goes on and how the arms interact with each other. So just kind of a cool thing that I was playing with. Rather than going too crazy tonight, we're just gonna leave it in this stage. Still waiting on that lockout kit. But other than that, she's pretty much ready to go in. Just got to toss on the drum brake assembly, which is kind of a pain. Get the diff and axles in there. Got to grab some Z33 axles. Alberto, could you give me a quick rundown on what you've been up to today?
Making your oil pump bigger so it can hold a lot more oil.
One of my concerns and stuff that I've been advised of is that with that Nitto oil pump, it flows a lot more oil. So if I'm setting it higher RPM, there is a potential of draining the oil pan. So the solution to that is adding more capacity, which is exactly what Alberto did.
So from this, it changes it to that much.
So
I'm not done yet, but
here, let me flip it over. I want to show them how pretty it is. Before, it was this narrow, and look at all this extra volume that we have. What would you say, that's maybe 1.5 quarts, 2 quarts extra?
about 2 quarts extra, yeah. At least 2 quarts.
So in addition to having more capacity to prevent it from draining completely, more oil, less, how would you put it, like when you have more volume of oil, like you have cleaner oil circulating, like how would you phrase it? You know what I'm saying?
It also stays cooler because you have more oil circulating. It's like more water, and the cooling system takes longer for it to heat up. So it helps in every way.
Cool. So that's one thing going on. He just had to utilize the subframe to make sure that it would fit and take measurements. But that's going to be it for today. And then tomorrow, hoping to finish up the rear end and maybe get the front in progress. Still shooting for this weekend. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.